Lesson 8, using unit analysis to convert measures. We're going to be converting from one unit of measurement to another. In order to do that, we need to use unit ratios that equal to 1. So below you can see I have some different unit ratios that we use for different units of measurement. So length, weight, capacity, time. So a lot of those are basic ones that we've been using for a lot of our math classes that you've gone through before. Let's look at an example that's done for us. In this example, we want to convert 105,600 yards per hour to miles per hour. And so they use the unit ratio of 1 mile is the same as 1,760 yards. The key part is making sure that you have the unit label that you want to cancel out. They need to be opposite so they can divide each other out. That is very important for you to remember to doing these problems correctly. And so when you do that, once the labels cancel out, you just multiply straight across, and you can see that our answers are already in miles per hour. So let's take a look at an example ourselves. A mourning dove can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. How fast is this in feet per hour? So 35 miles per 1 hour. I want to convert that to feet per hour. So in my answer, I need feet on top and hour on the bottom. I already have hour on the bottom. I need to get rid of miles on top. So in order to do that, I need to use the unit ratio of 5,280 feet is the same as 1 mile. So if I rewrite 35 miles per means division, 1 hour, I need to multiply it by a unit ratio. And I need to have feet on top. And in order to get rid of this mile, I need to have miles on the bottom. So that's 5,280 feet over 1 mile. Now if I can cancel out the mile labels, and now I'm left with 35 times 5,280 feet over 1 hour. That's going to give us 184,800 feet per hour. Next type of problem, using unit analysis. So before we were just using 1 foot or 1 mile. Here we are using area, which uses square units. So we're going to do everything the same way. The only difference is we have to use the unit ratio twice because we have square units. So what is the area of the first square? The first square is right here. 1 yard times 1 yard is 1 square yards. What is the area of the second square? 3 feet times 3 feet is 9 square feet. We want to write 2 unit ratios from converting between feet and yards. So I know that there are, in 1 yard, it's the same as 3 feet, or I can go 3 feet over 1 yard. Those are my 2 unit ratios I can use to convert between feet and yards. Which unit ratio should be used to convert from yards to feet? So let's just say I have 4 yards, and I need to convert that to feet. So that means I need to have feet on top, yards on the bottom. So it'd have to be 3 feet over 1 yard. That would be my unit ratio I would use to convert from yards to feet. Why is it necessary to multiply the unit ratio twice to convert from square yards to square feet? So if we look back up at this example right here, I only have feet and yards. I need to have square feet in square yards. So if I take that same example and I want 4 yards over 1, I need to convert that to, we'll just say this is 4 square yards. I need to have, and to make this a little bit easier, let me do yards times yards because that's square yards. Now if I use my unit ratio, 3 feet over 1 yard times 3 feet over 1 yard. Now when I do my multiplication, the yards cancel out. And now I'm left with 4 times 3, which is 12. 12 times 3, which is 36. So I have 36, and feet times feet is square feet. So you need to multiply the unit ratio twice, so you get the square units. Same as goes for with volume, but this time volume is length times width times height. So we need to have 3, use the unit ratio 3 times. What is the volume in cubic yards? 1 times 1 times 1 is 1 cubic yard. What is the volume in cubic feet? 3 times 3 times 3 is 27 cubic feet. Which unit ratio should be used to convert yards to feet? Well, I know that there are 12 feet, or 12 inches in 1 foot. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. So to go from yards to feet, there are 3 feet in 1 yard. That's 1 unit ratio. And there are in 1 yard, that's the same as 3 feet. How many times would we have to multiply the unit ratio to convert cubic yards to cubic feet? We would have to use that 3 times, because feet times feet times feet is cubic feet, yard times yard times yard is cubic feet. Let's look at an example that's been done for us, converting units of area. It says a gym measures 8.5 meters by 14 meters. The owner bought mats to cover the floor. Each mat is 110 square centimeters. If 95 mats were purchased, are there enough mats to cover the floor? So the first thing is we need to know how many square meters the floor covers. So they did 8.5 meters times 14 meters, which gives you 119 meters, square meters. And then we have to convert that square 119 meters to square centimeters, which is 100 centimeters over 1 meter times 100 centimeters over 1 meter. So that the labels of meters cancel out, and we're just given with centimeters. So we have 1,190,000 square centimeters. And then we have 95 of those mats. So they took, each mat is 110 by 110. So 95 times 110 times 110 is 1,149,500 square centimeters. We do not have enough to cover the floor. So let's take a look at an example ourselves. An interior wall measures 4.5 yards by 3.25 yards. What is the size of the wall in square feet? So first off, we need to know how many square yards the interior wall has. So I have 4.5 times 3.25. We do our multiplication. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Or 0 down. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So we add straight down, so 5 plus 0 is 5, 2 plus 0 is 2, 6 plus 0 is 6, 1 plus 3 is 4, 1 plus 0 is 1. And I have 3 decimal places when I'm multiplying, so I have to have 3 decimal places in my answer. So I have 14.625 square yards. I need to convert that to square feet. So I can make this over 1. So I need to use 3 feet over 1 yard times 3 feet over 1 yard. And my square yards cancel out. So 9 times 14.625, we would get an answer of 131.625 square feet. Next example is converting units of volume. This one, they're filling up a pool. They want to know if it flows at a rate of 41,472 cubic inches per hour. How long would it take if the volume of the pool was 1,104 cubic feet? And so you can see them converting from cubic inches to cubic feet, defining the unit ratio, convert from cubic inches to cubic feet, and then you look at the rate, and then they're looking at the volume of the pool and using that unit ratio that they came up with for the rate here, to see if that would cover, or how long would that take to fill up 1,104 cubic feet. So let's take a look at an example ourselves. Ella has a small bag containing 50 cubic centimeters of potting soil. Her planter has a volume of 46,300 cubic millimeters. Does Della have enough soil to fill the planter? Explain. So there are 2 different ways you could convert the 50 cubic centimeters to cubic millimeters, or you could convert the 46,300 cubic millimeters to cubic centimeters. I'm just going to convert the 50 cubic centimeters to cubic millimeters. So if I have 50 cubic centimeters, so I'm just going to write cm times cm times cm all over 1. And I know there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. So I need to get rid of my centimeters and have millimeters. So I have 10 millimeters over 1 centimeter. So that gets rid of 1 of my centimeters. I have to do this 2 more times. So 10 millimeters over 1 centimeter times 10 millimeters over 1 centimeter. Because now my centimeters can cancel out. And now I have 50 times 10, which is 500, times 10 is 5,000, times 10 is 50,000. So I have 50,000 cubic millimeters of potting soil. Her planter has a volume of 46,300 cubic millimeters. So does she have enough soil to fill the planter? Yes, she has enough. And the reason why she has enough is because she only needs 46,300 cubic millimeters to fill the planter, and she has a total of 50,000 cubic millimeters of potting soil.